And welcome back to the 2017 California Community College Athletic Association Super Regionals. We're live from Cypress and Cypress College on SportsNetUSA.net. It's game 2 of 3 here on this Saturday. Corey Neyland, Mark Pavlovich, Ryan Osborn, and Ed Ford here to bring you the action. It's the second game in the losers bracket between College of the Canyons and Santiago Canyon College. Canyon lost to Cypress yesterday 5-1, and Santiago lost to Palomar 4-3. In the earlier game, Cypress advanced in a lot of innings over Palomar 3-2. So here we go as we're getting ready. Ryan, Mark, should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be. And I mean, this is winner stays, loser goes home in this game.
And the first pitch on the way is in there for a strike. At bat is College of the Canyons, the Cougars. They bring up Azzy Anderson, the left fielder. She starts it off. Mel Abzoon is batting second, and Danielle Chapman will be batting third. She is in the shortstop position. Second pitch is drilled into center field. On the run and can't come up with it is Amber Elliott. It goes to the fence in left center field. And with a stand-up double, Azzy Anderson starts this game right if you're a Cougar.
Ryan, it's almost the same place she hit the home run yesterday, except the home run was in the alley. A little more airborne on that, but once again, she turns on her first pitch and gets a extra base hit.
And on the other side, defensively, you saw Amber Elliott trying to pick it up with the wind, so she mistimes her jump. That forces the ball to go all the way to the wall. If not, you're looking at a runner who's just staying on first.
Brings up center fielder Mel Abzoon. On deck is Danielle Chapman. Batting fourth will be Heidi Luddy. Pitch on the way is bounced foul. And after Luddy will be Sienna Vanoy at first base. And Michaela Aguilar, the designated player. Batting seventh is Katie Takes, the pitcher. She'll be in the circle today. Alexis Avila is the third baseman. And Katie Klunkenbrummer will be at second base. The flex player will be catcher Laura Jimenez. 0-1 to Abzoon. Tall right-handed batter. Pitch on the way from Piazza is outside and can't pull the bat back fast enough, so it is strike two.
Abzoon batting .428. That's including yesterday's game when they lost to Cypress College.
In the circle will be Kristen Piazza for Santiago Canyon. Her battery mate is McKenna Boyle. Right-hander delivers. Outside ball 1-2. And out in the outfield behind her, Sydney Doherty in left. Amber Elliott in center field had that early action. And Taylor Whitney in right. We'll get to the infield in just one moment after this 1-2 pitch. That's inside corner, strike three. Good pitch by Piazza.
And you saw Kristen Piazza yesterday trying to figure out the strike zone, going after it, and ended up giving up 3 runs in that first game for Santiago Canyon. One thing that College of the Canyons has done in the first 2 batters, attack the first pitch.
That'll bring up Danielle Chapman. Chapman in her game yesterday. This pitch is high, ball 1. All-conference performer in the West Coast Conference, or excuse me, Western State Conference. Another right-handed batter as the wind is blowing right to left. This one's lined to Vigurtske, and she throws one, and Emily Olagi takes her eye off the ball. It goes behind her. That's going to be an error on Olagi. That's going to bring home the first run of the game. Anderson motoring from second base. She sees the error and scores the first run of the game.
You saw on that play for Olagi, she was taking a peek mark over at the runner going from second to third. So she wanted to be able to make that catch and toss it back to Vigurtske at third, but takes her eye off the ball and lets it get past her.
Yeah, and her body was in the wrong position when she was receiving the catch from Vigurtske, who couldn't pick up that line drive at third base.
That brings up the lefty, Heidi Luddy. And she flares one to left field, and it was touched by Vigurtse. And so it's a fair ball, touched in play. Oh, they're going to say it's a foul ball.
Home plate umpire called it a foul ball. Third base umpire did not call the play. Home plate umpire called it. Third base did not say anything.
That's because he hit her glove. But that's okay. The Hogs get a break.
But do you know I read a rule about this again, Tay? That is a judgment call from the umpire.
Pitch on the way. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. So Canyon thought they had a 2-0 lead. Instead, it's in the hole. 0-2. Olagi's at first. At second is Soika for Santiago Canyon. 0-2 pitch to the lefty. He's outside. 1-2. Rounding out that infield at short, Amelia Hensler and Manoa Vigurtse at third base. Lori takes the 1-2 pitch outside for 2-2. On the season, she was a .467 batter coming into the Super Regionals with a .518 on base percentage.
She, too, was an all-conference player for College of the Canyons.
This one is crushed foul. James Flynn, I hope you got your mitt out there. Out in the right field line. And down the dimensions are 209 down that right field line. 220 straight away.
207 down left. Corey, better him with a glove than Ryan Osborn. We already see Ryan. He can't catch anything thrown at him or even hit to him.
Off-speed pitch, line back to Piazza, and she makes the catch. Good reflexes. Out there looking like Jack Burton is Kristen Piazza. 2 outs, bring up Sienna Vanoy.
Now, Ryan, you did see that. See how she had her hand up? Ball hits her hand. She squeezes it in. She doesn't let it hit the ground first and claim you caught it on a ricochet.
Well, Ryan Lobster Claw Osborn.
You see, Mark, I tried to go fancy. I tried to barehand it.
No, the problem is Corey called you Lobster Claw and you looked for something to eat.
I'm not a fan of lobster.
And we've got somebody now.
That's Danielle Chapman.
On the slide back to second.
Looks like she hurt her arm. And that'll be a big blow if she's out of the game. All conference performer, like you said. .477 average, .514 on base percentage, 8 home runs, and 42 RBI.
And if it's her throwing arm, it's interesting because Ryan, she throws from the side, Corey. This is an infielder that drops down low. You saw it yesterday, Ryan. We saw it in the PGF. Somebody who really releases the ball by her belt buckle on that angle, not coming over the top. And it is the throwing arm. She's not moving, guys.
Yeah. Coach Rick Wismith. He's got his work cut out for him. Excuse me, John Wismith. John Wismith is trying to make a decision as Chapman wants to stay in the game. His dad, Rick, he wanted me to give us a shout out, or give his dad a shout out. Rick Wismith, former pitchers for Fast Pitch, Dole Men's League, play for Shakey's. So they've got a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning in the Super Regional. It's do or die, win or go home.
Settle down, boy. Settle down. You said Shakey's.
And Gabrielle Padilla is going to run for Chapman at second base.
For number 11, number 3, Gabrielle Padilla.
So the first run of the game was on an error by Emily Olagi at first base on a throw from Vigurtse. Pick up the right-handed batter, Sienna Vanoy. Piazza delivers. Popped up to left field. Under it is Sydney Doherty. Catches it at the line and makes a third out. So one run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. 1-0. Just started. Top of the first. We move to the bottom of the first inning with Doherty, Elliott, and Vigurtse up to bat for Santiago Canyon.
Don't forget all our games here on SportsNetUSA.net are brought to you by Miller. Toyota of Anaheim. That's right, riding around with your kid, he drops his ice cream sandwich in your car and you realize that you just need to get that new Toyota from Miller Toyota. Well, you just pull on over, take Ryan out of the back seat and say, hey, what do you got? Something new, something used? They'll let you know. They'll even have that car that's got soil retardants on the back seat or front seat for the child who has the oopsies when he's trying to catch something or eat something while he's riding in the car with you. So make sure while you're out there looking for your new Toyota, there's only one place to go. Stop off at Euclid and the 91 at Miller Toyota of Anaheim. They're a proud sponsor of high school sports, community college sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim.
And Chapman re-enters on defense, so Sydney Doherty, Amber Elliott, and Manoa Vagertza be the start of the lineup for the Hawks. Emily Olagi batting fourth. At first base, McKenna Boyle, Amelia Hensler, and Alyssa Soika batting seventh. Batting eighth is Chrissy Woodling, the designated player. And ninth will be Taylor Whitney in right field. Defensively for the Cougars, Katie takes the circle. Lauren Jimenez is her battery mate. Benoit at first, Klunkenbrummer at second base. Danielle Chapman, as we said, is at shortstop. Alexis Avila at third base. And Azzy Anderson in left field, Mela Zune in center, and Heidi Luddy in right field.
Corey, you look at Takes with an ERA of 4.08. One thing we did say about this College of the Canyon team is their team ERA was 4.08 after yesterday's game. So it really is a team that can give up a lot of runs, but they can score a lot of runs also.
So Santiago Canyon wants to get on base. High for the first pitch from Takes to Doherty, and Doherty, fourth single season all-time in California Community College Athletic Association play with 51 stolen bases on the season. Off-speed pitch is low, 2-0.
And having Vagertzi back into the lineup for Santiago Canyon, we'll see what happens, Mark, because yesterday afternoon, offense looked out of sorts for Santiago.
Yeah, they did. They didn't have somebody following Olagi, and like you said, Vagertzi protects Olagi in the lineup.
And it's 3-0 to the leadoff batter, Doherty. She takes that one down the heart, 3-1. So Doherty yesterday struck out in her first appearance. Today she walks. Good sign if you're the Hawks, bad sign if you're the Cougars. You want to keep them off the base paths, as Amber Elliott will step up to the plate on the season, batting .471.
Amber Elliott.
Well, it's real interesting, guys. I've got supposedly some finals already in Super Regional. San Mateo wins their Super Regional with a 13-4 victory today. Just saying.
First pitch on the way is low inside. 1-0 to Elliott. Home plate umpire is Steve Rodriguez. At first is Tom Davis, and the third base umpire is David Hartage. Doherty goes, and she's in the second base easily and safely for another stolen base. What's new if you're Sydney Doherty?
San Joaquin Delta, they're up over in theirs, over Consumnes River, 3-0 in their Super Regional. Ed El Camino and Mount Sac has just started their Super Regional game.
One more pitch all the way is lifted down the first base line. Under it is Benoit for the first out. So P3, if you're scoring at home, will bring up Manoa Vagertza. 471 on the season. 5 home runs, 49 RBI, 721 slugging percentage. Pure athlete on the softball diamond. 1 out for the right-handed batter. Didn't play yesterday. I wasn't here. Was it a big noticeable difference that she didn't play?
Yes.
A couple of defensive plays as well at third base that you look at Manoa Vagertzi, and she has been able to absolutely gun balls from the third base side over to first. We didn't see that yesterday afternoon.
No, and we didn't see the big bat either.
Squares around a bunt on a off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 1-1.
I don't know, guys. It's going to be hard to stop the freight train, Cypress, in this tournament. Palomar had a great shot in that first game. Comes up just 1 run short.
1 out. Foul back to the right side, out of play, 1-2. You guys think this is a good games for Cypress to have them close, have them competitive going in? They're undefeated at 43-0. A lot of teams, when they're undefeated, get a little nervous.
Brad Pickler said he wishes they'd have lost a game halfway through the season. You know, he told me that in the interview.
This one is hit to second baseman Klunkenbrunner, up with it over to Benoit for out number 2. Advancing to third is Doherty. 1-0, bottom of the first inning in the Super Regional do-or-die game between Santiago Canyon and College of the Canyons. Emily Olagi steps up to the plate. She had a 1.007 slugging percentage last season. This season, 596, and she takes that one for a strike. 782 this season. It's not a bad player.
No, she's good. She's a better defensive player than that last inning showed.
0-1, 2 outs. Doherty at third base. Tried to hit the corner. Takes, didn't get it. 1-1. And the wind is blowing right to left. Is the wind blowing in just a little?
It has helped the balls go out in left field.
Outside corner for a strike. That time Takes gets it.
It's a crossing wind, Corey, but it's a crossing wind actually from corner to corner of the field, so it actually will push the ball over the left field wall.
And Takes is taking the outside part of the plate. He stays outside, and a dribbler up with it, and no, it goes off of the glove of Avila, and that allows Doherty to score the run. Olagi has an RBI, and if I'm officially scorekeeping, I'm giving that one a hit because it wasn't a play right out the third baseman. She had to range to it. We'll see what the official scorebook says.
If that's a hit, I'm just a light shade of red right now in the sun.
I tell you what, I guess we shared that ice cream sandwich if that was a hit, because my mind's just a little delirious.
2 outs, runner at first. This one's fouled back to the batter, McKenna Boyle. Boyle yesterday popped to the pitcher, singled and struck out.
You see, I score my hits in my book.
Bowling ball pitch in there, throw down to first. He's back in time.
See, Ryan and I score it the same way. Excellent play at third, E5.
And it's officially a hit, so 1 run on 1 hit thus far. At the elbows, no, Olagi back closer this time. As Jimenez trying to keep Olagi close. She had a stolen base last week in the regionals. Uncontested stolen base, 2-1 to count. Boyle takes that one for a strike at the knees, 2-2.
Yeah, we saw it. We were there for sports@usa.net, and I tell you what, she was much faster than Ryan Osborn.
She was much faster than all 3 of us put together. Because I would have pulled a hamstring after 3 steps. 2-2 pitch bounced in there for a ball. 3-2, count us 4. Like these super regionals, guys. Best softball in the state of California here. This one is belted, foul down the left field line. Boyle a little bit early.
And so we will get in a discussion with you, because we talked about it, Ed, because they're going to change the way things are going on. They're going to make the winners of the regionals all go up and play in the Community College World Series. So there will be 8 teams instead of 4 in the near future. Ed Ford likes it. Corey Neyland's giving me a distasteful look.
I don't know. I have to think about that. So instead of the Super Regionals,
There will not be any Super Regionals.
they're just going up after the Regionals.
Winner of the Regionals go up to play for the state title.
Still on the weekend?
Well, they would actually play more games. Yes.
There would still be Super Regionals. It's
would
just
be?
between 2 teams.
Oh, I thought they were just going winners from the regionals, or they're getting rid of the regionals. But there will still be 8 teams, not 4, right?
Oh, speed pitch. Bounce to the shortstop. Chapman up and throws. Her arm, and she's favoring it a little bit. But again, she gets the job done with 1 run on 1 hit. Oh, they put it in error. So 1 run, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 1, the score is 1-1 between Santiago Canyon and College of the Canyons on SportsNetUSA.net, the 2017 CCCAA Super Regionals.
You got overruled. It's Cal State Long Beach to your left, Cal State Fullerton, Cal State University Long Beach to your right, Cal State, I'm not sure where I should go, Fullerton or Long Beach to my right, and then there's the Master all the way down at the end.
Speaking of the Master, I was watching softball earlier, and Dot Richardson saw her coaching over at Liberty University.
She is there now, yes.
And got a couple California players from Murrieta Valley, Murrieta and Temecula on her team.
It's Dr. Dot Richardson. And the reason I say that too, Corey, is because realize Dot Richardson got her medical degree, she will tell you, because of the game of softball. She got through college on the game of softball. She helped finance her medical degree, coaching softball, and then she became a doctor. And I think actually she is head of the kinesiology department at Liberty University.
Good school. As Michaela Aguilar will step up to the plate.
Now batting for College of the Canyon. Designated player number 20, Michaela Aguilar.
So, Mark, we were talking about it at the regionals. Santiago Canyon, pitching has been on and off all season, and then all of a sudden, right before regionals and through the regionals, they get hot pitching.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they run into a roadblock yesterday afternoon and this afternoon as well.
Yeah, but realize these are 4 of the best hitting teams that are out here. I mean, all 4 of these teams can hit. So you have to be a team like Cypress.
Piazza in there for a strike on the inside part of the plate.
And Corey, you follow softball so much. I mean, what a heartbreaking loss was that for Ballamar. Giving up 2 hits, and you end up losing to Cypress on a 2-hitter?
This is foul tipped in the glove, 0-2. Excuse me, 1-2. Yeah, it's tough to lose like that, especially in extra innings when you think you have the game won. Yeah, that's really tough. But again, Cypress finds a way, another reason why they're undefeated. And that one is in there for a strike 3. That's a punch out. Piazza gets her first of the game. Bringing up Katie Chakes.
Ryan, you heard it, though, from Lisa. The secret to Piazza, don't give up any walks. Give up hits, but you can't give up any walks. If she gives up walks, you know you're going to lose the game.
And we saw it in the last game. Free passes is what allowed Cypress to be in that game. If not, it'd be a 3-0 Palomar win. Because you saw starting pitching from Palomar, 10 strikeouts, also gave up 10 free passes.
And takes swings and misses on that first attempt. 0-1. Again, Piazza came into the Super Regionals with 73 strikeouts, 72 walks. This one's inside, dancing out of the way as takes. 1-1.
Well, they tried to bring in Amber Elliott yesterday as a relief pitcher, but really the depth in pitching is not a forte for Santiago Canyon.
And pitching has been well here so far in the first 2 days. And this one's grounded by Gertze on her knees, throws from third base. An error? No advancement on that. It's an error on the throw, but no advancement. E5.
Now batting
That was a good dive.
Alexis Avila.
But again, throwing from her knees, tried to gun it over. One out with the runner on first. Alexis Avila. Now the right-handed batter steps in. Avila was 1 for 3 yesterday with a double. This one's foul ball down the right side.
Boy, that was going to be close. That kicked inside before the bag, and then when it hit the dirt, it went to the right. I thought it was going to hug that line and go down that right field line.
And we saw the coaches before the game doing pepper, or hitting pepper, and they were hitting it so that way it would skid, but once it skid, it would still go straight. This one had enough spin to go foul.
Oh, one pitch on the way, one out. Inside, did he hit the corner? Yes, it did. 0-2 to Avila. On the season, Miss Avila, 352. And Piazza doing a nice job. All the pitchers for such prolific offenses with these 4 teams. This one's way outside, 1-2. Is it a noticeable difference in the pitching, well, especially with Santiago Canyon?
Yeah, I mean, it is noticeable. It is, you know, and you look at the difference in the pitching. You know, Santiago Canyon doesn't have an overpowering pitcher in the circle.
This one's towering shot to center field. It is just a long high out to Amber Elliott for the second out, which brings up the second baseman, Katie Klunkenbrummer.
And can I ask you something? Because we've talked about it yesterday, Corey, and Ryan Osborn feels this way. Do you feel Amber Elliott was overlooked on being the Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I do. I mean, she's awesome out there in center field, and she makes plays that not a lot of people do. And this one's grounded off the glove by Gertzke through the legs of Hensler. And that'll be another error. You're going to call that an error or a hit? Went off 2. They're going to call it an error. E5 the first time. So runners at first and second.
And stick with Elliott for a second, because like Ryan says, she does it from every position. That's why he would have given her Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, she's very versatile, but again, she is one of the best players in the conference. And yeah, I would have given her Defensive Player of the Year. Jill Siza, good player, excellent player over at Fullerton. But again, Elliott does just a little bit more.
So far, defense has not been the forte of Santiago Canyon in this inning.
And that's really shocking. Same with Cypress yesterday. Cypress had 3 errors, I believe, in their win against Canyons. Piazza with runners at first and second with 2 out. 1-1 is the score. First pitch in there is a strike to Azzy Anderson. Doubled in the first inning. Outfield in center. Elliott is shading her to left field. Big gap between right center and down the right field line. Right-hander takes that one, strike inside corner, 0-2. She just steps back and smiles at Steve Rodriguez, a home plate umpire. 0-2 to count. Asmaheen Anderson, the sophomore catcher, 375 on the season with 7 home runs, 32 RBI. Nice for a leadoff batter. 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1-2 the count. Corner's playing even at the bag. Delivery. Chop down the third base line, out of play. Coach John asked, I was going to mess up his name, I already told him that, Wismith. We were talking earlier about his team, and they only had no more than 6 practices during the season. Didn't practice at all. He said, why should we practice? We've done all that prep and all that work during the preseason. But they should be ready. Plus, it's a long, grueling season. You don't want to wear them out. And they don't lift weights either. 39 home runs, and they don't lift weights. Impressive.
Wow.
1-2 pitch on the way is outside, 2-2.
But you know, they don't play as many games as they used to do in the old days. If you look at some of the old Cypress records, 67-5 were some of the seasons that Brad Pickler's had here. Brad Pickler averaged 41.3 wins a year every year he's been here.
2-2 pitch is high and outside. So after going down 0-2, Anderson works the count full with 2 outs and runners at first and second in a 1-1 game in the top of the second.
And of course, like you told me, Ryan, he came from Butte, coached up at Butte before coming to College of the Canyons.
3-2 pitch on the way outside, ball 4, runners advance. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs from Mel Abzoon. Abzoon 423 with 8 home runs.
Now batting number 7.
No grand slams on the season. 2 outs, top 2, excuse me.
And we saw this in the first game where Delorier would go up 0-2 on batters for Cypress and just wasn't able to put them away because, like you said, Mark, quality at bats from the Cypress Chargers. That's what you're starting to see from Canyons.
Pitch on the way is fouled back. Ryan, that's what the coach said also. They had 14 fly balls yesterday. He says we're going to have to chop down and swing down to get the ball on the ground and be disciplined at the plate.
Yeah, center field was an active defensive area in all the games yesterday.
Oh, 1 pitch from Piazza. She winds, delivers a nice little pitch there, 0-2. Not going to call that a screwball, but not a drop ball. Had too much rotation for a knuckleball. What would you call that?
I would call it, it looked like a screwball to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have called it a screwball. Amber Elliott playing in the gap in left center.
2 pitches on the outside, 1-2. And when you see that pitch come with the backspin, what do you call that? Because that one that was kind of wonky. That was a screwball, but we've seen pitches come off with that backspin and just bottom just drops out. This one's popped way up and can't make the catch. Is Lauren Jimenez at the backstop, or excuse me, McKenna Boyle at the backstop. So Abzoon stays alive with the 1-2 count. Bases loaded with 2 outs.
Short run here, Corey, between home plate and the fence. So, I mean, if you're a catcher and you turn and take 2 steps, the fence is on you. It's a tough play to make on that. Ryan Osborn retreating, Ed Ford sacrificing his body in case it came over the fence. Corey Neyland nonchalantly going for that foul ball.
That's because it was coming to me. 2-2 pitches on the way, a smacked foul. So 1-2, 2 outs, bases loaded, 1-1 is the score. 3 errors already in 1 2/3 of play.
Do you know if this was a 145 class, I'd have used up all my words on just that one foul ball. I wouldn't add any more descriptions left.
I read the dictionary yesterday. I got happy. Abzoon versus Piazza. Piazza in the circle. Big right-hander delivers. And that one is golfed. Foul. Looked like a golf swing. My golf swing. It's about as far as my drives go.
This is really a huge inning for Santiago Canyon because we saw they had problems coming back yesterday. I don't think they can get down big against this Canyon team and pull another victory out.
1-2 pitch on the way. Fouled back again to the left side. And again, they met earlier this season where Canyon beat them 12-1. And then they tied. Both teams only tied the season 11-11.
Yeah, it got a little dark out, so they had to call the game.
Canyon showed up about 5 minutes before game time, had a little bus troubles, had 5 minutes to warm up, and then promptly put up 11 runs. 1-2 pitch, 2 outs. Off-speed pitch, high, 2-2. Nice hesitation pitch.
And I think it's there. It's armpits down. And I mean, every once in a while, I think the umpires get fooled behind home plate by movement of a batter.
2-2 and 2 outs, 3 on. Foul tip back.
Same pitch. That's exactly same pitch, and she swings at it.
Better location for her, though. This was more down the center of the plate. That pitch before was on the inside. I think that's why they got that ball called. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Throw down to first base in time? No. Anderson is back. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are loaded. So the runners are moving on the pitch.
And did you hear a warning? We get a warning on the infield for interference on Olagi. She steps in front of the runner. She blocks the bag. There is a warning on 30. So you're being told, okay, hey, look, I'm letting you know what you do. You can't block the bag. I don't call it on you because the runner is safe. But I'm letting you know if you do it and you get the runner, I'm going to say you blocked the bag.
So did the home plate umpire give the warning?
First base umpire.
Okay,
Yeah, first base umpire called the warning, said what she does is when she comes back and steps, she puts a foot in front of the bag. So that's what the warning is on. She's blocking the bag over on the throw.
That's Tom.
Crafty first baseman. If that's what she does, I love stuff like that because Corey Neyland says if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
It's not cheating. It's improvising.
Okay.
Maneuvering.
Yes. 3-2.
I got the cliff notes of that thesaurus thing.
Pitch is delivered inside. Ball 4. So a bases loaded walk brings home the second run of the game for the Cougars, and it's 2-1.
And that's an RBI, but it's a non-earned run in this inning because of the error. So you do give an RBI on the walk, but it does not affect your ERA in the circle.
And with the error still at third base, and that first pitch is a strike to the 3-batter, Danielle Chapman, who reached in the first inning on an error by Olagi. So still, that person on third base would be an unearned run if she happens to come across. And this one's driven foul, way foul, 214 feet foul.
Well, any of the runs that come in now are unearned. Doesn't really matter because you've got 2 outs. The inning would be over. So all the runs that score would be unearned runs here if you're keeping score with us at home.
I always learn something new. No balls, 2 strikes. Piazza's been ahead of the count on each batter. And she gets her to pop it up in the shallow left field, and tough play by Hensler. Basket catch as she's running back. But 1 run, no hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on. In the 1.5, 2-1, Cougars over the Hawks. This is the CCCAA Super Regionals at Cypress College on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey, Mark, Ryan, Ed, James, Gabby, all here at Cypress.
And if you're just catching up with us, when we just started this game, our first game win in extra innings, Cypress College pulls out the victory. I think they lucked out. I was just going to say it. I know Brad likes this, but I think Brad really, his team dodges that bullet because the better team, I'm going to ask you, do you think they lucked out, or do you just say, no, it's just they're a good team and they deserve to win?
I think they did end up lucking out. One, because Palomar had second and third with only 1 out 3 different times in the game. Only 1 instance was that truly a case where Destiny Vasquez hitched out of the situation. On the other 2, it was just a ground out or it was a deep fly ball it wasn't good location on those 2 times that they ended up getting out of the situation. Destiny Vasquez only gets 1 strikeout in that situation over the 3 times in the game. Palomar could have capitalized multiple times, especially also in that 9th inning when they had the leadoff runner in Sarah Rodriguez at second.
Well, and let's go. Misplay at first base. I don't bring the ball home when it's hit right at me. I step at first and then realize it's a tag play at home.
This one's grounded right through the legs of Takes, and that's Amelia Hensler on base with the first hit of the game for Santiago Canyon. And sometimes, gentlemen, it's better to be lucky than good, or what you say, you make your own luck.
Make your own luck. I mean, but really, you know, a lot of, I know if you're Palomar fans, you're going to say miscue at first base. Hit easy ground ball, could have gone home and got the lead runner.
Bottom 2 here. Alyssa Soika takes the first pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Takes on the season 4.08 earned run average. Went 6-1 before the Super Regionals. Soika, an all-conference performer, right-hander, and plays an excellent second base. Pops it up, and there's Avila, and the runner was running. A Hensler on the swing was running, and that's a double play. So P5.
Now
5-3.
Play number 12.
2 outs. Tough break. And against a run with the running team like Canyon, or Santiago Canyon, you do that. Ball outside. It's just magnified in the Super Regionals. Something like this has probably happened constantly throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
Bringing up Chrissy Woodling. She takes that one for a strike, too. Takes is taking that outside part of the plate and doing what she wants. Woodling, the designated player, is down 0-2. 326 on the season. Takes, delivers, fouls back right side. Santiago Canyon, last year's state champs. This year is still offensively explosive, but the pitching is a little lacking. Outside 1-2.
Well, they couldn't really get on the board yesterday. They lose 4-3 in their game yesterday to Palomar. And again today, when you look at them, they're not putting up these enormous leadoff numbers.
Went up 0-2, now it's 2-2. Is your count with 2 outs. 2 runs, 1 hit for the Cougars, 1 error. 1 run, 1 hit, and 3 errors for the Hawks. Willing takes it and pops it foul down the left field line. Woodling, a business management major, wants to go into business management for a pro hockey or baseball team. Off-speed pitch, and that one's flared to the right side for a base hit. And Woodling is there with a 2-out single. So what Woodling is saying, she wants to be a sports broadcaster. That's going to bring up Taylor Whitney, the left-handed batter playing right field. I'm sorry, that was you, Ryan. Okay.
Well, she doesn't want to teach sports broadcasting. I'll talk her out of that one.
Nobody wants to do that. As Whitney, the speedster, left-handed slap hitter. And she slaps one foul in the air, though, and Vila makes the catch, and that's going to be the end of the inning. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 2, the score is 2-1. Cougars over the Hawks. This is the CCCAA Super Regionals on SportsNetUSA.net. Mark, this game is brought to you by who?
Miller, Toyota of Anaheim. Hey, you're looking for that new Toyota? Well, I always am. Ryan Osborn looking for one on his 20th birthday. All he got was a cheesecake. Ryan, if your folks would have taken you to Miller Toyota of Anaheim, you'd have gotten a Toyota with a cheesecake in it. That's for sure, because anything you want, anything you can think of, you can get it at Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Need that tune-up? Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Need new tires? Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Need just maybe your car detailed? Well, where else would you take that car but Miller Toyota of Anaheim? Located at Euclid and the 91, Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of high school sports, community college sports, and most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Hey guys, you know what I can't figure out? I know yesterday we were trying to figure out which game is which. How come the team that loses yesterday, Ed Ford's not on the air with us, the team that lost yesterday, they get penalized if they win this game. They got to go back and win. But the team that won yesterday that loses that first game, they get the rest. So the loser gets a break. The winner today doesn't. At the end of the game, you've had two games. 1-1, lost one. 1-1, lost one. I don't understand why the winner gets penalized today. The loser should be the team that gets penalized today. That's why they should have the winner-winner game second. It's the winner's bracket.
Yeah, I'm confused too, because I'm just saying, you got to win. Got to win.
You win one game.
There's one lace to left field. That little slice by Heidi Luddy, and she's on for her first hit of the day. That's the second hit of the game for the Cougars. She's on first base, and that'll bring up Sienna Benoit, followed by Michaela Aguilar.
Number 9, Sienna Benoit.
That's like giving a kid an A in a 145 class that does one assignment.
Let's put it this way, Mark. You got to win to get in that, to get what you want. It's like that old Rolling Stones songs. You don't get what you want, you get what you need. You need another chance to play. So it doesn't matter if you're playing consecutive games. Pitch on the way is in there on the inside part of the plate for strike one from Piazza.
Mark just can't get no satisfaction.
No, he can't. No, but that's the thing. There's no confusion there.
I still don't like the way it's set up.
That's okay. I like it. Piazza with the 0-1 pitch, runner at first base, high, no throwdown. Expecting a bunt with no outs by Gertze and Olagi, excuse me. Halfway between home plate and first and third. And the Cougars did some recruiting. They have a couple players from the Orange County, Anaheim area. Pitch outside, 2-1. They've got a player, Heidi Luddy, who's on first base from Esperanza, and Michaela Aguilar, who will see this inning. She's from Canyon High School. Also have a player out of Upland, and that's Alexis Ramirez. 2-1 pitch. Fisted, fair ball, touched by Olagi. No, it wasn't touched by Olagi, so it's going to be a foul ball as it scoots down the right first base line. So break for the Hawks, not a break for the Cougars.
Yeah, and what you do is you have the coaches are coming down saying you should concur with the other umpires. Home plate umpire basically looked at both coaches and said, it's my call. It's nobody else's call. It's my call. I'm calling it foul. I'm not going to concur with anybody here right now.
And another call where it looked like it caught a glove, but it didn't. That's two this game. So basically, we're going to have one of those calls every inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner at first base. Vanoy takes this one, and she pops it up, and under it is Hensler for the first out. Hensler, the shortstop, 1 away. Bringing up Michaela Aguilar, the designated player from Canyon High School.
Now batting number 20, Michaela
Stands
Aguilar.
5'9", likes hiking. And then the other thing she likes is the Dodgers, but we'll let her pass and slide on that one. Right-handed batter steps in. One out. Luddy at first base. This was a bounce foul. 0-1.
And again, you watch Amber Elliott really is playing the wind now as a center fielder. The 220 marker here is dead center field. She's a good 15 yards in left center because that's the way the wind is blowing.
This one's nubbed foul the right side. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out.
Which is, and you look at Soika that is just playing out there at second base, not letting the wind bother her at all. You look at Olagi, you don't see anything. She's the only one, really. Elliott's the only one who is playing the wind right now.
No balls, 2 strikes, and that's that outfield, a little bit different. 0-2 outside, and there goes Luddy down, and she's gunned out at second base. Nice throw by McKenna Boyle. So if you're scoring at home, that was 2-6. 2-6 if you're scoring at home, and McKenna Boyle brought out the rifle. Had some of that check ammunition and just brought down Luddy at second. 2-1 is the score.
And on that throw, McKenna Boyle was still on her knees when she lets go of the softball. It's to the first base side of second base. That's what allows the tag to be applied immediately.
And there's one rocketed in the center field for a base hit by Aguilar.
And again, you look where Amber Elliott was playing in the gap and left center. So you get a normal line drive hit to center field. She's got to come over 15 yards. Ryan, there's no possible way you're going to make that play.
Plus pitch locations on the outside part of the plate between Piazza and Boyle. So that is going to go to that right side of the field unless she tries to pull it. Aguilar goes with the pitch. So 1 on, 2 outs. Katie takes. Trying to help her own cause, and she pops up to the shortstop. So 1-2 hiccup, or actually 1 hiccup, 2-3. And that'll end 2.5. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on. Score is still 2-1 Canyon over Canyon.
We got one more game after this tonight here on SportsNetUSA.net. Make sure you stick around. The winner of this game plays the loser of the previous game here on SportsNetUSA.net. The team that came out of the so-called winner bracket gets the rest during this game to take on the team that comes out of the loser bracket who's going to win this game. So the loser rests, the winner has to come back immediately to play a third game here on SportsNetUSA.net.
You know how you alleviate that? Win the first game.
Well,
Do up for the Hawks is Doherty, Elliott, and Vigurtsa.
This is the same guy who was having us put down hit for that error earlier.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a nice guy.
He'd have them all win. He'd give a ribbon to everybody just for showing up.
No, but Mark would let them play.
I would let them play.
Something smells good behind us.
I you know what? Which is really horrible. I know I'm at a softball game. I keep smelling beer.
That's my hair. That's not.
Is that
beer.
your hair?
No,
Wow,
okay.
okay.
Actually, it might be. Actually,
Very Neyland.
New product.
Number 10, Sydney Doherty.
So Sydney Doherty, Amber Elliott, and Manoa Vigurtsa. If one of those get on, Emily Olagi will be up. They're down 2-1. Average 9.5 runs per game during the season. Yesterday they put up 3. Right now, for the first 2.5, they put up 1. Takes in the circle for the Cougars. Her battery mate is Lauren Jimenez. Will set that defense up again one more time. And there's Doherty, lays one down to the left side. Avila up, over, safe at first base. Sydney Doherty showing the wheels that she has a bunt single. And she starts it off for Santiago Canyon.
Should we give her second base?
I think you should. If you're Santiago Canyon, you gotta send Sydney Doherty.
Yeah, let's just give her second base on the first pitch.
Lay one down if you're Amber Elliott. Multifaceted player. Ask Coach Wismith earlier, has there been any changes in strategy in softball lately? In this first pitch swinging, there goes Doherty. She's in there safe with another stolen base. 0-1 the count. That's the third hit by Santiago Canyon today. So a runner in scoring position. Elliott now 0-1 the count. Look for her to lay one down.
And once again, I mean, she's been that sort of person. Gets on first, you might as well give her second automatically.
She tries to lay one down, fouled right back, 0-2. 0-2, try to lay one down again. Outfield left to right, Anderson, Abzun, and Luddy. Infield right to left, Benoit, Klunkenbrummer, Chapman, and Avila for the Canyon Cougars. 0-2 the count, no outs, runner at second. This one's fouled off to the right side.
You look at Amber Elliott coming into the game today. She was batting .456, .477 as an on-base percentage, .560 in a slugging percentage, 57 hits, 7 doubles, 3 triples.
This one's grounded in the 5-hole for a base hit. Does not advance the runner, but still gets on base for her first hit of the day. Yesterday she was 0 for 4, so that's her first hit of the Super Regionals.
And we saw Danielle Chapman yesterday afternoon dive after a couple balls. You have to wonder whether or not that injury is affecting her right now. She doesn't dive after this one. Instead, she allows it to go through after making the initial attempt.
Prolific shortstop out there. Yeah, right. I think you're right about that one, Ryan. And that brings up the heavy hitter, Manoa Vigurtsa. What they call her? The most promising young athlete in Europe last year.
Manoa Vigurtsa.
On the Dutch national team that won the European Championship. Did not play yesterday in the loss 4-3 to Palomar. Looking to get a rematch against Palomar with 2 on. She lays one down, a beautiful bunt. She might be safe, and she is. A bunt single for Vigurtsa, and the bases are juiced for Emily Olagi.
Vigurtsa going to Cal Baptist next year. So she's already made her reservation where she's going to go to school on the next level.
Now batting number 30.
Yeah, the Lancers are going Division I for, I think that was basketball we mentioned. So they started off in the NAIA, now up to Division I after Division III and II. So
yep.
Olagi takes one in the dirt. A big inning. Canyons had the bases loaded in the, the first inning? No, the second inning only brought one home. Foul back.
Olagi pulls her shoulder out just a little on that one, Corey. The ball was right there. Instead of going down and driving at Ryan, which you should, she kicks out her left shoulder and pulls off the ball.
8 home runs, 453 RBI, 19 home runs last season. This one's high and outside, 2-1.
This is the way the wind blows at Santiago Canyon. You could kiss this next pitch goodbye.
Yeah, if this was last year, you'd see a home run right now, grand slam. But it is this year, down 2-1 in the Super Regionals. 5 hits for the Hawks. Inside. Tried to come with the screwball. 3-1. Hitters count.
And when you look at takes in the circle on that last pitch, she tried to will that one back into the strike zone. On the last couple at-bats, she's been aiming her pitches.
Olagi, the right-hander. And that was inside. And that's ball 4. And that'll score the tying run. Doherty walks across and ties it at 2. Elliott on third, Vigurtsa at second, Olagi at first, and McKenna Boyle, who grounded to short at her first time at bat. That one's just missed. 7 doubles for Boyle on the season, 4 home runs. She's walked 4 times. He's only struck out twice on the season. There's no outs in the bottom of the third inning. This Super Regional. This one's popped high in the infield. Runner stayed, taken down by Takes, and that's the first out.
Infield fly rule was called by the home plate umpire immediately while the ball was up in the air. The reason for that is because you can create deception. Say you're going to catch it, you let it hit, you step on home plate. What do? You flip it to first, and while everybody's staring at each other, you tag somebody out at second and have a triple play.
Bring up Amelia Hensler, who singled last inning. Right-hander takes that one just low. And the motion for Takes is a little unorthodox if you see her coming through. She kind of comes through the right-handed pitcher towards the left side, but pitches right back to the right side. There's a strike on the outside corner. Etches that outside, 1-1. Looks like that pitch kind of comes off of her thumb. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases still loaded. Elliott at third. She represents the go-ahead run. Inside, does she go around or no? Uphill? Did not, 2-1.
Well, and watch how she steps towards home plate, Corey. When she drives off her back foot, she doesn't make a clean step towards the plate. She steps sort of an angle, which I think pulls off velocity-wise. It doesn't really open her up to get a cleaner twirl on the ball.
This one is Howard to left field, and that's deep, and that is gone. Grown folk time for Amelia Hensler. Grand slam, 6-2 is your score.
Wait a minute, do I get an ice cream or something?
No, you didn't call it on a Hensler. You called it on Olagi, the last batter.
I said a grand slam was going to get hit. Ryan's giving me credit on it.
I'm not giving you credit on that one.
I'm giving him credit because he brought me an ice cream sandwich earlier.
Wow. And Corey, we talked about the ball flying to left field as well as it is in this win, and that ball just continued to carry to left field. Ryan, when it was first hit, I thought it was going to hit the wall. I didn't think it had enough juice to get out of here.
Well, you look at Asmarhate Anderson, and her initial step was forward, and then when she's going back, she's sort of slowing up as she's backing up towards the track.
And this one is fouled to the right side by Soika.
Yeah, but I got to ask both of you, did you initially think it had enough to get out when it was hit?
I thought it was going to hit the fence, honestly.
Okay, that's what I thought
it was going to hit the fence. It was just going to be a long triple.
Okay.
It was still going to clear the bases. But no, I didn't think that was a home run. And we talked about it just before the game or in the first inning when the wind is blowing right to left. And I will give Mark credit. That was on the outside, 1-1. You did say hit to the left side of the field in the air. Anything powerfully hit has a chance to be pushed out for a home run.
Yeah, and that was just amazing. I thought, wow, look at the carry on this thing.
6-2. Santiago Canyon exploding for 5 runs, and still there's 1 out in the bottom of the third.
But go back and look at the big hitters, what they did. Wygurtza drops a bunt, Corey, for a base hit. Olagi takes a walk. 2 that you expect to swing at anything don't. They get the little ball done.
Rise pitch misses, 3-1, and that is only the second home run of the season by Amelia Hensler. The shortstop delivers in a big way. 6 runs, 6 hits. Those 3 errors not looking so bad right now. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for Canyon. College of the Canyon, who's in the field now. This one is fouled left, out of play, 3-2.
But Ryan, you brought up with the Wygurtza being gone yesterday. The simple things sometimes win games for you. Drop a bunt for a base hit. Yeah, that's something that wasn't there yesterday, but it's there today. It creates bases loaded and gives you that opportunity to take a big lead.
3-2 pitch on the way, foul back again. And attitude. Wygurtza is one of the best players, and I'm going to say top 10 players in the state of California Community College softball. You've got a couple top 10 players in this regional, super regional. This one is lifted, and this one is Anderson slips, and she makes the catch. She's having a hard time out there in left field, but Azzie Anderson makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting number 12, Chrissy Woodling.
But you know what I would like about the Super Regionals? If they had it at one place, either in Southern or Northern California, have it at one place so we can see all of them. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Because we really would like to see El Camino, Mount Sac, and those other teams.
San Mateo.
San Mateo. Well, I'm talking about Southern where we're at.
Okay.
Where we're at. I'm not driving up to Northern California, so where we're at, we like to see them all in one. There's a strike, 1-1. And I was thinking of Palomar when we called the Western High School game. I was thinking of Palomar when I said Grossmont was playing in this. Grossmont, no, they're not playing. Palomar, well, they'll be playing next. 1-1 pitch on the way, Bold in there. And takes awkward landing on that follow through. Looks like it slipped out of her hand. 2 balls and 1 strike.
But I would like to see more of a round robin attitude in Southern California so that we could see Mount Sac and Cerritos playing right now.
And there's one in the left center gap. That gets to the fence, and that's going to be a double for Chrissy Woodling, stand-up double, as she's 2 for 2 today. I'm just saying, I'm just being greedy because it'll all be on sportsnetusa.net.
Play a game down at Cerritos College with that wind shoot down there with the home runs going out like popcorn at a movie place, just going off right and left. That's a wind tunnel, that new stadium down at Cerritos.
Makes the bunt is Whitney. Popped to third, her last at bat. Still only the 3rd inning. Bottom half of the 3rd is Santiago in their royal light blue tops and teal blue tops. Blue tops, and that one's outside corner for a strike. I'm serious. I'm looking at the colors. Those are 2 different colors, aren't they?
What, the tops and the bottoms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So they got blue and another type of blue on the pants with the white trim.
Light blue and slightly darker blue.
1-1 to count, 2 outs. Outside corner again. Takes playing Etch-a-Sketch on that outside corner against Whitney. 1-2 is a count with 2 outs and a runner at second.
That's 2 coaches, one saying, hey, I got some pants, and the other one goes, I bought some jerseys. Oh, well, let's hope they match.
1-2 the count. Delivers outside, 2 outside. 2-2 and a runner at second. And 2 outs. We were talking to Coach Wismith earlier and Coach Camargo. Both coaches said the same thing. We played twice already earlier in the season. We don't care. Those don't matter. This one slapped down the first base line, and quick reaction by Klunkenbrummer, and she makes a great play as it goes off of the foot of Vanoy. Klunkenbrummer was ever ready and tosses for the 3rd out, but not before. Damage is done.
As you see in the replay, she's able to react to that one by a quick jump off the bat. She's going over behind first base to back it up, so that way she can be there in time. She reads it in front of the play.
And if you're scoring at home with us, well, after you saw that replay, that would be a 3-4-3 putout. That's not a double play. That's how you would score it here on SportsNetUSA.net. So Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn, Ed Ford. Tell you what, guys, right now this is what Santiago used to do all the time. But I'm going to look at both of you right now. Cypress, they're going to lose twice tomorrow. You know, you win how many in a row, Ryan? How many do you win in a row if you're Cypress?
If you're Cypress, so far they have 44 wins in a row.
Do you see them losing 2 in a row?
Not
Corey?
really.
I don't see him losing 2 in a row.
I mean, so, if you were going to, give it to Cypress College too, Corey. The young ladies that are on the softball team are still here. They didn't go home. They're watching this softball game, and that's respect for the game. Actually, well, look at this. Fullerton College people are walking by here on SportsNetUSA.net. So we got the OEC in the house here for the CCCAA Super Regionals on SportsNetUSA.net.
Up to bat will be Alexis Avila, who will start the game this inning off. And she fists one to shortstop. Hensler, the hero of the bottom of the third inning, makes that catch. One away, and Katie Klunkenbrummer, the excitement of last inning as well. She reached on an error by Gertze her last time at bat. By the way, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 1 left on the last inning for Santiago Canyon. This one is lined to Hensler, and she nonchalantly makes the second out. Chalantly.
I thought that was somebody's last name.
I thought it was a food.
Whatever it is, it's 2 outs, and that brings up Azzy Anderson. I'm not going to let you finish that one. 7-3, 6-2 is the lead. Anderson, the right-handed batter, scored a run off of a double in the first and walked in the second.
Now pitch hitting for Canyons, Chasey Chalantly.
That player is very slivery.
Oh, not slivery, but strong is Azzy Anderson off the wall, and she's got another double. And she slides into second safely. My goodness.
Corey, the home run she hit yesterday was the wind conditions were about the same, went up the gap. When it hit the gap, Ryan, it could have cleared that fence by 25 feet. She hit it so hard. I mean, this young woman can turn on a softball.
Quickly. 7 home runs or 8 home runs now in the season. She is strong. Nothing slivery about that pitch, and that brings up Mel Abzoon. Struck out and walked. 1 pitch taking for a strike. And again, you notice the fence here at Cypress. There's no other fence that we've seen in softball that is so high. All the other fences have been low. If this was a regular fence that we've normally seen, that's another home run. This one's bounced foul, 0-2. 2 outs, top of the 4th, 6-2 lead for Santiago Canyon.
And you're starting to see both teams go after these pitches. They know that they're hittable. They know that the wind is on their side. They're going after them and sending them in the air.
Well, the other thing I like that Corey brings up about the fence are the dimensions. Normally we see 210, 210, 210. I like this as 207, 220 to dead center, and 209 down the right field line. I like the variation of the distance in the outfield.
0-2 pitch, and nice job of hitting to stay alive by Abzoon. It was an off-speed pitch, and she put her lead front out, held the bat back just a little bit to stay there.
If you play in an outfield, it's just 210, 210, 210. It's pretty standard, but when you have variations, then you show me what sort of outfielder you are because of the distance ratio and the change in the ratio from distance from home plate to the fence.
No balls, 2 strikes. Piazza delivers outside, 1-2. So Piazza in the circle with Boyle, who's already thrown 1 runner out, trying to take a bag. Olagi at first, Soika at second, by Gertze and Hensler on the left side of the diamond. Well, that's for us on the third and shortstop side. 1-2 pitch on the way with 2 outs. And this is another one popped foul down the left field line. And in the outfield, Doherty, Elliott, and Whitney.
Now, guys, here's the problem, though, if you're Santiago. You win this game, you're going to have to come back with Piazza in the circle. There's just no doubt about it. I don't think Amber Elliott would come and start a game for you if you were the Hawks out here.
Another foul down the left field side, and this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7th pitch of the at-bat. And I don't think that's a problem.
You really don't?
I really don't. I think this offensive output is what Santiago Canyon needed. 1-2 pitch on the way. Off speed, foul tipped. So that umbrella is up on Mrs. Neyland.
And here is your problem, Ryan. What did we say yesterday? If you're going to catch a ball, Ed, you catch it with 2 hands. Ryan went for the one-handed grab, right? Didn't he? That's why the monitor got broken. 2 hands, it would have been caught. 2 hands, Osborn. 2 hands to catch a ball.
Lobster claw. Here's Piazza with the circle, and there's one. Good at bat, and that's an out.
See that? She caught it with 2 hands, Ryan.
Abzun flies out to right field.
She also ran.
So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. The score is still 6-2 as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning with Santiago Canyon coming up to bat with the top of the order of Doherty, Elliott, and Vigurtsa.
So remember, we've got one more game today here on sports.usa.net. Then Corey Neyland, myself, Ryan Osborn will be here early, but he'll be leaving early tomorrow. Ed Ford also. We'll all be here tomorrow for the championship games tomorrow on sports.usa.net. Cypress College wins. They are in the winner's bracket. If they win the 12 noon game tomorrow, that's it. We're done. They're on their way to Bakersfield. If for some reason Cypress College loses their first game of the season tomorrow, then we will play another game at 2 o'clock on sportsnetusa.net. So we've got at least 2 more games after this one. 1 today, 1 tomorrow. May get that bonus game on Mother's Day here on sportsnetusa.net.
Who brings us these games?
These games are brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Don't forget, Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, the student athlete is who Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports. Remember, Euclid at the 91. Miller Toyota of Anaheim, a proud sponsor here on sportsnetusa.net.
I told Eric Pesolano on Tuesday, you do that much better than me.
Thank you. I don't make up last names as well as you do, though.
No, that's kind of hard.
That's a hard thing to do.
My
You're an
special
expert at
talent.
that. Yeah.
Here's one lined off of the glove of Chapman at short, and Doherty is there. That's a hit. So the 8th hit of the game for Santiago Canyon.
Now batting number 3, Amber Elliott.
It's a hit because it was over her head. 8th hit. Glove wasn't quick enough.
Wow.
That's a hit.
See, Mark?
Welcome to the Mike Socia School
When
of
the monitor
Scorekeeping.
broke, it was a hit.
That's it.
Wasn't
No,
an
no,
error.
you
I
had an
didn't drop
error.
that. It was
The
over my
problem
head.
is, when it drops into your hands, that's an error. But that ball was sharply hit. Doherty is now 2 for 2 with the walk. She takes off swinging, and she's easily, as the ball was overthrown, into second base. So she's got 3 stolen bases. She's been on base 3 times. Had no stolen bases yesterday. So came into the Super Regionals. I'm going to send her back. Oh, she left early, so she's out, so no stolen base.
And that's a caught stealing. So if you're scoring at home, she is caught stealing.
So that is the first out. I was going to say that was going to be the 54th stolen base of the season. But she stays at 53, and underneath this pitch is a ball 1 high. And when you look at that, she's now moved into 3rd place all time for a single season of stolen bases with 53. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And there's no reason that Doherty had to leave early because she would have been safe I'm going to say she would have been safe no matter what. They're one line to third, and that's the second out. And that'll bring up Vigertsa. Bunt single in the third. Ground to second in the first.
Now batting number 21.
Missed yesterday.
Manoa Vigertsa.
471 average, 5 home runs, 49 RBIs, walked 26 times, and only struck out 4 times during the season. Now is at 140 at-bats. Off-speed pitches in there for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning, and they have a 6-2 lead over College of the Canyons. Ball is outside, and Mark speaks of the education, psychology major. Here's Vigertsa. I've always wanted to try to pronounce the gymnasium, high school where she went, but I won't. The 1-1 pitch is low, 2-1.
No, you're good with names.
Hargeveld Hoevendorp. I do apologize for everyone in the Netherlands for listening.
Where? In the where?
The Netherlands. 3 balls, 1 strike. What do you think I said? The Netherlands?
You did that so chalantly.
3 balls, 1 strike. And there is one fouled down the left field line. Hits the top of the fence and comes back. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Guys, I was trying to speak Czech earlier. Ooh.
Keep working on English.
That's a lost cause. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And that looked like a pitch that Tiggs didn't even want Vigertsa to take or swing at. She's like, go ahead and take the walk. I think that's the presence Santiago Canyon missed yesterday. Emily Olagi steps up, walked with an RBI and scored a run last inning. And there goes Vigertsa. She's in there with the stolen base. Because they lose 4-3. Olagi had a 3-run double to bring in those 3 runs. But again, they had opportunities to score yesterday. You got to think if Vigertsa was one of those batters, they might have pulled out the victory over Palomar. But Palomar's a good team. 1-0 pitch on the way outside. 2-0.
And you can hear the Cougar parents questioning if the runner didn't take off too soon for Santiago.
Nice off-speed pitch. Takes those off-speed pitches at times you're not expecting.
But if you watch her throw the off-speed pitch, and of course you were talking about people actually tipping their pitch yesterday, Ryan. She tips her off-speed pitch because she will stop her motion with her shoulder. So you watch her go, and she stops here on an off-speed pitch where she goes forward on anything else. I know you were talking to me yesterday about off-speed pitches getting tipped in the games that we were doing yesterday.
It's too early. Some pitchers, they actually show their pitch before they bring it into the glove to get set to bring it home.
Olagi, an All-American last year. Another off-speed pitch. She stays alive and fights this one foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 6-2 lead. Runner at second base in the bottom of the 4th.
See, there's a pitcher in the circle that's trying to keep her arm swing the same on all pitches. Corey, you know, on an off-speed pitch, you got to keep that arm swing the same, but hold it deeper in the palm of your hand.
And she gets a pitch there, a good one. Gets Olagi to pop up. Oh, and it's dropped by Klunkenbrummer, and that's going to be an error. Yeah, that's an error. You heard me say, on an impish fly ball pop up to the second baseman.
Now batting number 6, McKenna Boyle.
So another earned run. The second error of the game by College of the Canyons. And it is now 7-2.
Oh, I agree. Hit your glove, it's an error. Right, Ryan?
Absolutely. Your glove gets on it, don't make the play, you have the error.
Popped up to left field. Anderson trouble, but nice recovery for the third out. So 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error. Was there 2 hits? No, just 1 hit. 1 left on base. So it's 7-2 at the end of 4. This is the CCCAA Super Regionals on SportsNetUSA.net. Due up for College of the Canyons. It will be Danielle Chapman, Heidi Luddy, and Sienna Vinoy.
And don't forget, these are student athletes that play this wonderful game of softball. Too many times, of course, Corey Neyland already brought up the fact that Dr. Dot Richardson, is over at Liberty right now coaching softball. Many of these people that we look at that have played in previous years that we have followed have all gone on to wonderful careers in a variety of different fields using the game of softball to get there. And maybe you ought to take a little time out and come follow these student athletes here at the community college level. Corey, you're not stepping back necessarily when you look at the game. Maybe these young ladies didn't go to a D1, D2, or D3 NAIA because they didn't want to go at the time. It's not that the quality of softball is any worse at community college level.
No, it's not. And it's one of those things that you and Ed talked to coaches this week around the state of California about what community college does to allow maturity of a player as they evolve as a softball player and the maturity as a person growing into a responsible adult at the community college level and what these 2 years at this level does for them.
Yeah, and you can still hear those coaches' interviews that Ed Ford and myself, Ryan Osborn along the way did earlier in the last 2 weeks. Just go to the archive page and find those on sportsnetusa.net.
I did. I went there last week, and yeah, sorry about that, Ryan. I listened to yours too. Sorry, no, I'm kidding. It was very good. I love those interviews, and I love the insight that you, Ed, and Mark brought to the game of community softball at the community college level. So 7-2 is your score, top of the 5th. Piazza still in the circle. And she throws high to Danielle Chapman, who reached on an error in the first and grounded to short in the second. Followed by Luddy, who singled her last at bat, and Vinoy. Corners are in on the infield. That one's a strike on the outside. Waist high, 1-1. So Elliott playing straight away center for the first time today. That's high. 2-1.
And you see Piazza look over the dugout a couple times. She pitched all day yesterday, Ryan. We've seen her. Now she's pitching multiple games. She may have to pitch one more right after this. You wonder if she's getting to the point of she's not that 300-inning pitcher that we see on many levels.
Would you like some pizza as well? Yeah? Pepperoni's okay? All right. Cheese?
I'll take a cheese.
Cheese?
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. That pizza looks so good.
Did you notice how Corey Neely just drifted on me, calling the game?
This one's foul. 3-2, full count. You know what this pizza looks like? It looks like that pitch Amelia Hensler took over the left field wall. My eyes got big, mouth watering.
Yeah, I was afraid Papa John was coming to the plate for a second.
This one is foul back. So Chapman, good at bat. On the season, came into the Super Regional batting .477. Freshman, all-conference performer.
You're just feeling good. At least you didn't have somebody chewing on your shoulder. Ryan went for my shirt for a second.
Oh, nice
There's
pitch
a
by
pitch.
Piazza. Man, that ain't right. I mean, she came on the inside, and Chapman couldn't do anything with it.
Now batting number 16, Heidi Ludy.
All I got to say is I smelled that thing before it even came up. And that's only the second strikeout, the third strikeout by Piazza today.
She's not a strikeout pitcher. The thing she needs to do is be a control pitcher and not give up walks is what she needs to do.
Brings up Luddy, who drilled a single in the third inning.
See, Mark, another reason why Sydney McCullum should have been named State Player of the Year.
And you know what? We had that conversation last week about, okay, you were looking at numbers and things about Sydney McCullum, how she was the OEC Player of the Year. And you look at it, and I was making an argument. Here's the 2-0 pitch grounder right up the middle, and Luddy has her second hit of the day. She's now 2 for 3. And I was trying to make an argument with Mark, but the more I looked at it afterwards, I'm saying, okay, she deserved the OEC Player of the Year. So you look at her and statewide, Paige Johnson, you can argue, had one of the most prolific offensive outputs and seasons.
Yeah, 91 ribbies.
Yeah, and also home runs is now in the top 10. I mean, batting average and all of that in state of California for community college softball. First pitch on the way is high for ball 1 with 1 out and runner on first. But you look at the overall player that Sydney McCollum is and what she did to lead her team. Yeah, she deserved OEC. This one's grounded foul and possibly the State Player of the Year.
I know we didn't get to see the other one play defense, but that's the other thing you add in about Sydney McCollum. When you watch her play defense, if she does have an error, it's an anomaly. You just don't know where it came from. And so the offensive side is great, but the defensive side is even better.
This one's fouled. You know, that street's getting a lot of action. So winner plays at 3 o'clock. Well, probably a little bit after 3 against Palomar, who lost to Cypress. There's strike 3. So as we said, Piazza's not a strikeout pitcher, but that's her second strikeout this inning.
What is it with numbers with you guys from Cal State Fullerton?
Now batting number 20, Michaela Aguilar.
We need help. Michaela Aguilar, she singled her last time at bat, and a strikeout victim of Piazza in her first time.
Are you telling me, did you pass on pizza, or am I eating a piece of yours?
It's the second one, Mark. Mark just ate all the pepperoni off the pizza thinking it was all his, and Ryan's just sitting there. I was wondering when you were going to say something.
Ryan's just staring at me. Ryan's staring at me like, oh, you look like you're having fun. You didn't want pepperoni anyway.
Yeah,
it's real
fine.
salty.
That's the best kind of pepperoni.
I'll get some anchovy for us. That'll be better for us.
Okay, that's where I draw the line.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The Super Regionals, this is high and outside, 1-1.
You mean that was one for Ed, one for you, and one for me? I thought I was loved by Cypress College. I thought I looked at Corey and went, yeah, you got a big old cheese pizza.
Yeah, I got cheese.
How come you got multiple pieces?
You got multiple pieces too, 1.5 for each. And there's one line to left field, and that's the third out. As Sydney Doherty one-hands it. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Top of the 5th is ended. Go to the bottom of the 5th. And it is 7-2 Santiago Canyon.
See, I'm like Cypress College. If you don't shut me down quickly, I score as often as I can.
Stingy?
No, productive.
I mean, you were just eating. I mean, people, if you can see this pizza at home, I mean,
I really did. I thought they really loved me.
3 beautiful cheese pizzas. And it was... So in is
You know what
Alexis
sold it?
Ramirez.
I got to tell you,
in the
you know what sold it for me? He comes up and says, Sidney McCullum brought you that. So I'm feeling really good. I'm thinking, you know what? They love what I say about the team. And Brad Pickler walked over and said, take care of Mark.
It was covered in pepperoni. You couldn't even see the cheese.
Number 21.
And
Now it is a cheese pizza.
looks like my head before I got my dreads.
You know what?
Alexis Ramirez is now in the circle for Katie Tax, and she takes over. Ramirez on the season, 4.35 earned run average. She was 13-7 coming into the Super Regionals. She got the loss yesterday, and now makes her 13-8 on the season. See, that's why Cal State Fullerton guys are obsessed with numbers. If I have 21 pepperonis on my pizza and I'm sitting next to Mark, how many pepperonis do I have left? The answer,
In your mind would be 21.
No, the answer is back-to-back Big West titles.
thought the answer was none, but okay. He times that by 0.
Man.
So Amelia Hensler, who was the big player thus far in this game with the grand slam in the bottom of the 3rd inning, a big 5-run 3rd. We had 5 hits. She had the last and the most crucial hit maybe of the season for Santiago Canyon, as Alexis Ramirez's first pitch is low and inside.
And we saw Ramirez yesterday afternoon. She was rolling for the first part of the game. Again, in their game on Friday.
Takes this one's inside 2-0. And I hope you don't mind. I invited a couple coaches to say, tap us on the shoulder if they just wanted to talk softball on the air. I'll get off the air when they do. 3 straight pitches inside, 3-0 count.
That's okay. Ryan will pay me back.
Folks, if you're listening and watching at home, if there's a guy, a Cal State Fullerton student comes up to you and asks you for pepperoni, that's Ryan Osborn. He's a nice gentleman. In there for a strike, 3-1.
But isn't this what sports is supposed to be about? We laugh on the air. We have a good time. Everybody takes it a little too seriously. Brad Pickler understands it's a game. Lisa understands it's a game. You know, when we talked with her, when Ed Ford did the interview, what a wonderful woman she is.
This one's, I was going to say pule-cued, but pool-cued backwards.
And these are all educators. Lisa down there at third base, PhD. Cody Murray, master's degrees.
This one's bounced to Avila at third, over to first in time as Vinoy steps on it and records the first out, 5-3.
We've seen some of the better arms from the third base position in Southern California in this tournament alone.
Well, I think what we've seen is you know, good decent infield play. And I know when we talk to the players, I mean, Brad Pickler believes that he's got the best infield in California.
That's because he does. 1-0 on the inside to Soika. She's 0 for 2. He has the best defense in the state of California.
Lisa believes she's got the best corners on an infield in California.
I can believe that.
And maybe the best center fielder in California.
I can believe that as well. This one's inside 1-1, and that's the difference between the teams. Santiago may have the best 2 at first and third. You really can't argue that. Maybe the best center fielder as well. But Cypress, their defense is the best in California, and it's backed up by stats. It really is. Soika takes that one for a ball. It's 3-0.
Cody Murray right now feels that this might be the best team she's ever had at Cerritos College, even though they don't have the record that states that.
That's inside ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. A base runner with 1 out. And brings up Chrissy Woodling, who's 2 for 2, a single and a double. And when you talk about that Cerritos team, they're doing it with
Now batting number 12.
with only 10 players. So, and you told me that the other day. They're only doing it with 10 players for that Cerritos team. Soika takes a big lead, throw down. She's back in time. And these super regionals here, especially in the southern region, have the 8 best teams. I know Southwestern was ranked 8 and College of the Canyon 9. 1-0 pitch on the way with 1 out, with 1 on, and there goes Soika down to second. She's in there as the tag gets away from Chapman. But these are the best 8 teams. Southwestern's a good team, but College of the Canyons throughout the season is in the top 8. And that's what you like when you have these tournaments vying for the state title, when you have the best possible teams available.
Yeah, and really when you look at them, I mean, they're teams all the way across. Mount Sac right now, talking about top teams, Mount Sac over El Camino in the 4th inning in their super regional.
Mount Sac has had some players. They had a Long Beach State player go a couple years ago. Ashlyn Booker went to Mount Sac, then went over to Long Beach State. Top 10 home runs in the state of California, community college level. 2-1 pitch is high, 3-1. Ramirez struggling just a little bit. Favorite player is Clayton Kershaw. And in the circle now, she's battling to get another out. There's 1 out with the 3-1 count. This one's fouled straight back. 3-2.
Talked about Cerritos. They will be playing Antelope Valley at 5:30 today.
Antelope Valley gets 5 runs. I think they're going to win that game.
Wow, that's going to be a slugfest. Antelope Valley and Cerritos College.
And this one's fouled. Right side, Vanoy chasing out of play. It's one of those games that it can either be 5-4 and the pitchers step up, or it could be 25-22.
Yeah, it really could. It's like we said, Mount Sac leading their game 3-0. That's in the top of the 4th. San Mateo beat Sierra 13-4. San Joaquin Delta won their game over Consumnes River 6-1.
Foul down, and 7-2 is your score with Santiago Canyon leading. And this is their at bat in the bottom of the 5th inning with Chrissy Woodling up. Singled and doubled in her time at the plate. So what you say, they say the dish is the plate, so Chrissy Woodling eating well this game. 8 hits for the team, 3 errors, and this one's inside, strike 3, no, ball 4. Second walk given up this inning consecutively. So runners on first and second, 1 out. Taylor Whitney, who's 0 for 2. She's coming up to the plate, and he might have a pinch runner. And we'll see who that pinch runner is. And the numbers on your screen, that says 8 for 12, so that's Amber Rinke out of Aliso Niguel High School. She likes traveling, likes the beach.
Now batting number 1, Taylor Whitney.
And there's 1 out with Taylor Whitney up. Whitney, a freshman, 356. Santiago Canyon, one of the best hitting teams in the state. Whitney, a slap hitter. Faces the bunt, pulls the bat down for ball 1. The lefty choking up on the bat, up in the box. Turns, faces, bounces one. Avila up over to Klunkenbrummer for a 1 out. And runners advance to second and third. So 2 outs in the inning. 5-4 if you're scoring at home, as Klunkenbrummer came over from second to cover the bag. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. on your computer screen, we'll see what we have. Another lefty. You see big 1-6 is Ali Didion. So Didion out of St. Joseph Catholic High School. Now, is that the St. Joseph out of Huntington Beach, or is that the St. Joseph out of Lakewood? It says her hometown is Huntington Beach. I just had a question about that. As Allie steps up, has one in the dirt for ball 1.
I would say Huntington Beach, though. I mean, if that's where you're at.
Okay. 364 on the season. You know that St. Joseph out of Lakewood, Lisa Fernandez went there, and one of the best softball players of all time. Didion faces, and she flares one to the left side, and it drops in the hole, scores 1, and here comes the second run across. As Amber Rinke slides in the home, and Didion never gives up on the play after the high throw to home, and she slides in the third. And now the score is 9-2 Santiago Canyon. Right now they're about feeling it. So 9 runs on 9 hits in the bottom of the 5th inning. And in to run for Didion is back in is Doherty.
So 1 more run, and this game comes to an end.
So 9-2, 9 runs on 9 hits for Santiago Canyon. Elliott takes the ball low. And this would be huge if they get that 1 run, because you already said Piazza's going to pitch again. It'll get her just a little bit more rest that she needs. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. That one is low. Alexis Ramirez struggling in the circle. 3 errors now for College of the Canyons, and this could be it. This could be the season for Canyons. Santiago Canyon trying to get to the state titles, state tournament for back-to-back seasons. This one's low and inside at 3-0.
And I need to say hi to my friend who's head of the dance department at College of the Canyons, Shannon Levy-Heath over there. She's been head of the dance department for over 30 years at College of the Canyons.
We were talking about that with the College of the Canyons coach about that program. That's a strike, 3-1. It's done so much to support the athletic department. Coach Wismith he's been over there for 10 years. Been really gracious and grateful to be the head coach of the College of the Canyons. Yes, that's low inside, and that's another walk. That's the 3rd walk of the inning given up by Ramirez. 2 runs have come across the plate. Now there's a runners at 1st and 3rd with Manoa Vigurtza.
Now batting number 21,
Walks up to the plate
Manoa
with a
Vigurtza.
single, a line out, and a pop out. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. A bunt single, a walk, and a ground out. And a stolen base. 2 runs scored. I'm talking about programs, College of the Canyons with their coach 10 years, Lisa Camarco at Santiago Canyons there for 10 years, and she's really brought this program to recognition. And we talk about the program, not just state, but national recognition.
When you look at Cody Murray for as many years, now the winningest could be the winningest coach at Cerritos College. Brad Pickler here since 1987 has always made this program good.
1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. And what I like about softball, doing softball for all these years and been around it your whole life, all of these names that you hear, you now get to associate with. And those players that you watched at Biola when SportsNetUSA.net was first getting up off the ground, one of the players, Katie Holte, is now the head coach of Valencia High School, who we saw on Tuesday. So you like that thing where you talk to Eric Castellanos, like, where do I know this coach from?
Well, it's just like when you talk about Lisa. I mean, NAIA, Point Loma. 3 World Series that she played in at Point Loma. Numerous conference champions. Of course, Beth Rinkowski over at Vanguard University, another quality softball coach.
They
won.
The best team she's ever had this year.
This year. I mean, Beth's having a great season this year. And then let's not forget, you talked about the high school levels, the coaches are there. We talked about Los Alamitos, #1 again. Talk about Norco, the high school coaches that bring these ladies to the next levels for these community college teams.
And Taylor Dawkins broke Taylor McQuinlan's win record all time in California with 104 wins. It's not bad for a career. What you done lately, Ryan?
Eyed my pizza.
Okay.
He's keeping his eye on his pizza.
More than I can do. Inside, 3-0. Now, do you walk by? Well, you can't walk by Gertz. You might, but then you got Olagi coming up, and that's. What would you rather have?
I tell you what, down by 7, I'm going to throw you my best pitch, and if you beat me, you beat me.
You want a Cobra Sting or a Scorpion Sting? Either way. That's outside, ball 4. So bases loaded one more time. Oh, they called it a strike.
Now, the last time we saw something like this happen with Manoa Vikert, she took a 3-2 pitch and sent it past the wall in left field against Santa Barbara City College.
Well, the thing was, I thought it was a ball, too.
Well, I'm sure the Umpires Association will want some footage on that.
So 3 balls to 1 strike, hitters count, 2 outs. Down the middle, ground ball to Klunkenbroomer. She's up with it, and she gets him. Gertze grounds out again to the second baseman, and that'll end the inning. A little dramedy in the inning as it's bobbled. Not before 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors. Actually, 1 error. And 2 left on base. So at the end of 5, Santiago Canyon 9 and College of the Canyons 2. This is the CCCAA Super Regionals on SportsNetUSA.net with Corey Neyland, Mark Pavlovich, Ryan Osborn, Ed Ford, James Flynn down the right field line.
That play over at first base, Ryan, if they don't make the play, game's over because the run scored. And so it'd be a mercy on that one, on the bobble. And Corey, again, I'm going to go back to that ball 4. That pitch didn't even look close. And when they tagged her over at first base, I thought, wait a minute, she stepped off the bag and you're tagging her? I wasn't quite sure what was going on.
I think they were confused like me. Maybe the bases were loaded. I have no idea.
Yeah, But again, now Piazza's got to go back out there, and I'm with you. It would have been a big relief if they could have gotten out of this game on a mercy game. Again, now they're going to try and start that other game as quick as they can because we have no lights here, guys. It's getting dark out. Sun's going down.
Sun just came up, and it's 3 o'clock. I don't know what you're talking about. When I checked the weather, it was supposed to be 75 degrees and partly cloudy.
It's a number, man. It's a number. He's stuck after you do this with your fingers. He thinks I'm giving him the peace sign all the time. I'm trying to let him know there's a number after 2.
No, because then you would put up 3.
Your score, and up for College of the Canyons. In the top of the 6th inning is Michaela Aguilar, not Katie Tex. It's going to be Alexis Ramirez if she does indeed bat. Piazza delivers, who's still in the circle, and Alexis Avila. So the designated player Aguilar struck out and singled in her 2 times up. Right-hander, bounce one by Gertze. Up with it. Easy throw to Olagi.
And guys, when you watch it, Corey, we talked about these being maybe the best corners in softball. You watch Wygertza, she's always got her shoulders
Number 12, Alexis
parallel with that, so that the ball, even if she misses it, bounces off her body. Olagi, I tell you, as a first base person, I've never watched a first base person play 4 feet consistently in front of the bag at first base like she does.
This one's chopped up the middle. Soika can't come up with it. And there's a base hit for Alexis Avila. Oh, excuse me, that was Alexis Ramirez who started off the inning. No, you had it right too, then I was right. That was Michaela Aguilar.
Yeah.
And so this...
No, I have it down as that would have been Katie Tack's spot.
Okay, so...
And Alexis Ramirez ended up batting for her. Michaela Aguilar lined out to left field to end the top of the 5th.
Okay. So into the ball game is Bailey Bodkin.
Number 13, Bailey Bodkin.
Will bat for Katie Klunkenbrummer. This one's bounced in front of the mound. Piazza up with it, throws her out at first. Olagi throws back to second as he advances the runner, Alexis Avila, to second base. That's okay, guys. I lost a full inning on Tuesday, and that'll bring up the top of the order with Azzy Anderson.
Now batting number 28, Ozzy Anderson.
In the top of the 6th inning, 1 hit, 2 outs thus far. Runner at second in a 7-run deficit for the Cougars of College of the Canyons. So Anderson had 2 crushing doubles and a walk in her 3 plate appearances. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Okay. So 1 run in the first inning, run in the second inning. That's all the scoring for COC today. This one slips out of Piazza's hands for a 2-0 count.
So you've watched a lot of softball with your grandfather and your family through the years. Have you ever watched a first base person consistently like Olagi stand 3 to 4 feet in front of first base? I mean, I don't even care if you don't remember the name. I mean, I just don't remember ever seeing anybody do that defensively.
This one's grounded in the hole. Hensler up with a strong throw, but safe. Throw home from Olagi. Not in time. Avila scores as she rounded third, saw the play over to first base. She decides to test it, and she tests well. She gets an A as she scores the 3rd run of the game. So base hit by Anderson.
Now batting number 7, Malab Zoom.
But no RBI for Anderson. So 1 run off that 1 hit. That'll bring up Malab Zoom. Struck out, walked, flew out to right field.
And
2 outs. This one's outside. So 1-0's the count. Nine runs. This one's bounced foul, 1-1. So 9 runs, 9 hits for Santiago Canyon, 3 errors. 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for College of the Canyons. So they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, now 1 in the 6th. Santiago Canyon 1 in the first, 5 in the third, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Off-speed pitch is fouled off left side. Zoom. Big Clipper fan is Melanie, and an Angel fan, and an FC Barcelona fan. So well-rounded. Favorite player is Mike Trout,
who just came back. Trout's been out for the Angels. Clippers are out of the playoffs.
Per usual. That's one thing Abzoon and her College of the Canyons teammates realize they go further than the Clippers every time they reach the playoffs. 2 outs here. Rise pitches. My goodness. That's gone.
Left field, baby.
Wow. Melanie Abzoon. Abzoomed that one. 9 home runs on the season. 2-run shot. Oh.
So unlike the Clippers, when College of the Canyons needs the shot, they get it.
Yes, they do.
Well, this says so much for the coach because, guys, we were talking about a possible mercy game just a second ago. And they don't get that. And then what do? They come back. And all of a sudden you look up there now and you go, wait a minute, it's 9-5.
And that's why Piazza's still in there. Because this Cougar team is explosive. I mean, the 207 marker, so that went about, what, 215?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it almost was a tomahawk swing. She went up high to swing on it. It almost looked like she tomahawked it out.
And that's what Coach Wisman said. We need to tomahawk and chop those balls rather than lifting the balls. And she tomahawked that one right out the stadium.
Yeah, you heard Chapman swing on that one too, guys. I mean, when she came around, she grunted. So you just feel a little bit of the air going back in the balloon right now for the Cougars.
A little bit.
Just a little bit, don't you? You know, and you look at Santiago, boy, I tell you, the body language isn't, boy, we're up, don't worry about it. Little sloping and going, hey, we've been there, we've done this.
This one's right through the 5-hole. Much like that Ducks game yesterday. Right through the 5-hole. As Danielle Chapman gets a single. As there's a timeout and Coach Lisa Camargo wants a meeting in the circle.
Dr. Camargo.
5 runs, 9 hits for the Cougars. 9 runs, 9 hits for the Hawks. So there's 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Heidi Luddy.
Now batting number 16, Heidi Luddy.
Line to the pitcher in the 1st inning. Singled in her other 2 at-bats. So she's 2 for 3, the left-handed batter up. Wearing number 16 on your screen. Face is outside, 1-0. So at first is Danielle Chapman. Not really a threat to steal, but she can. Has 12 stolen bases on the season. But with 2 outs, you're not going to try anything against the rifle of Boyle.
So again, we're at 4:17 in this game.
That's inside 3-0. So that was 3:37 when I checked my phone, not 3:07. You know what I'm glad about? That I didn't get here at 8 o'clock in the morning. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Because I might be tired. That hit her. So runners at 1st and 2nd.
And this is the time now. I mean, if you're Lisa in the dugout, guys, when do you walk out here?
She just walked out.
Yeah, but what do you just leave her in there?
You get out of this
You
inning.
see her struggling, Corey.
You get out of this inning and you bring in Elliott for the 7th.
If you can get out of this inning.
Now batting
We'll
number
see what
9,
Sienna
Benoit.
Benoit says. She's 0 for 3 today. 1 ball, no strikes. Nice frame by Boyle, 1-1. It's nice to see quality catchers work out there. How they frame the pitches. How they conjure strikes out of balls. 1-1 pitch is low and inside. Throw down, got her! And that's why. Scoring 2-3. And what we just say, why you like quality catchers behind the plate. Boyle saw that her pitcher was struggling, saw that they needed to get out of the inning, saw that Luddy, well, got a little bit off first base, and saw that she can gun her out. Her second throw out today. That ends the inning. 3 runs, 3 hits. No errors. 1 left on. At the end of 5.5, it is 9-5, Santiago Canyon.
Let's go back to that play because earlier in this game, Olagi got warned by the first base umpire as when she would make that tag, she would take a foot and step in front of the bag. And he called a warning. When you watched her on that one, on the catch and throw, what did she do, Corey? She never moved her feet. Her feet were square to the bag. And Ryan, what did she do? She turned around and turned her body, not her feet, to make the tag at first base. After being warned once again, we talk about these being student athletes out there. It's something you get told by an umpire that you remember you were told. You go to make the tag, you don't interfere, you don't get a call on it. She makes the tag there after being warned about what she had done earlier. That's what makes it a sweet defensive play.
Now batting for
And new
Santiago
second
Canyon,
baseman
number 30, Emily
It's going to be
Ogonia.
Sarah Wilson for College of the Canyons. Clunkin Rumor started the second base. Bailey Botkin played second base last inning. And now it'll be Sarah Wilson. Emily Olagi steps to the plate, takes the first pitch. Is that high?
Huh?
Was that high?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1-0 is the count. Wind up, delivery. Grounded between short and third for another single for Olagi. On the season, another single. That's her first single and first hit today. Scored 1 run. And this will bring up McKenna Boyle, who made that outstanding throw down to first base to pick off Ludi.
But Olagi's been on base 4 times in this game, has an RBI.
Reached on an error twice, walked with that RBI. Just an outstanding player. One of the best at Santiago Canyon that's ever put on the uniform. 27 home runs as for a career. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. They set a whole bunch of records last year for hitting and base running. This season, the pitching went down even before the season started. And it really hampered their effectiveness of what they wanted to do. This one's bounced between short and second. There's Avila up with it, throws and gets the lead runner at second. Nice job by Avila. On the force, Boyle takes first. That'll bring up Amelia Hensler, who's the difference in the game thus far.
But look at the record last year. Look at the record this year. Guess what? The record was better this year than the record was last year.
And
What was their record last year?
I got Lisa told Ed and I that. Our record was better this year than it was last year.
Better pitching last year.
Now
But they had a
batting
better
number
record
18,
this year
Emily Hensler.
as a team
Yeah,
with
but-
less pitching.
Yeah, but they had better pitching last year.
Yeah, to win the state championship.
you have to. But I think that they were offensively better, and I think they had a better team last year. This one's to right field, and under it is Luddy. She makes the catch. Because we said it, we thought they were the best team last year in community college baseball in the state of California. That's even with their record.
Brianna Cruz is now over at first for Emily Olagi, or making McKenna Boyle.
So with 2 outs, there's another bounce to Avila. She goes over to first to Vanoy, and that's her 3rd out. So it's the Avila show in this inning. It'll conclude the bottom of the 6th with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. 9-5, moving to the top of the 7th inning. And this is it time for College of the Canyons Cougars.
You know, when you think about Santiago, I mean, they're compared to whom? Cypress College. So you go and you get that, it's like us 3 sitting next to each other. You got the great-looking face, and then you got the 2 so-so faces on both sides of you. Yeah, 3 ordinary faces. That great-looking face wouldn't be so great-looking. See, so that's what it is. I mean, Cypress was that great-looking picture out here in softball. And you compare them to Cypress, and you go, oh, well, they didn't do what Cypress did. Well, nobody did what Cypress did this year. But if you take a couple victories and make them losses for Cypress College, then you go all of a sudden, wow, Santiago was right there with Cypress all season long. I mean, it's just that much. It's because of an undefeated team that did what they did. It's sort of everybody degrades what everybody else did behind them.
I'm going to disagree on that one.
About the pretty face or the degrading of the season?
Both. I really do. I think this Santiago Canyon team was better than last year. Although the Palomar team, I thought they were better this year than last year.
Well, they were undefeated in conference.
Yeah. But the Santiago team, they just had something to them that halfway through the season when we went out there the first time, you knew that they were going to be in the state tournament. And we knew at sportsnetusa.net that they were going to win it.
So, in other words, the eye test is what you're saying really said to you, this is why they're different teams.
Yeah, you have to take a look at that sometimes. So Piazza still in there in the circle. First pitch inside for a ball to Vanoy. So same defense in there. Olagi, Soika, Hensler, and Vigertza on the infield. Boyle behind the plate. 1-0 pitch outside corner for a ball.
See, and I agree with you because that's sort of Ed and I when we look at Northern California. It's the eye test for Ed and I in Northern California. Ed thinks San Mateo's good, but he thinks when you watch them, they're not as good as they are on paper.
This one's bounced foul down the third base line. Doherty.
Ed and I could get in that argument if he had his headset still on.
Doherty picks it up in left field. Elliott and Whitney in the outfield. And again, I agree with that. And I really do. The competition is good in Northern California. It's just not as deep as in Southern California. Southern California, I think in any softball conversation, Southern California is the best softball in the world. This one hit it right up the middle. 10th hit of the ball game for Canyons and the first hit of the game for Vanoy.
And to your point, Corey, out of the last 10 state championships, 9 have been from Southern California.
Now batting number 20, Michaela Aguilar.
Well, and realize, too, guys, some of the best talent leaves California. I mean, so not to degrade the ladies that are playing in this tournament, but can you imagine if the best talent stayed and played on the community college level? Oh, my goodness.
And there's a foul ball. Bounced out of play first. And again, and I think that's the best, and the best softball in the world is also in the state of California as well. I mean, when we talk about the second best players in the world, here you go up north. Central California, Northern California. No outs, top of the 7th inning, off-speed pitch. Doherty chasing for it. Foul ball, can't reach it. Good effort. Just didn't come up with the ball. No balls, 2 strikes to your hitter, Michaela Aguilar.
Well, I don't know. Some UCLA coaches might be thinking that Northern California talent's pretty good. They've taken Northern California talent the last couple years, and look where they're ranked right now.
Johanna Grauer.
That's what I just said.
You said they're second best. I'm saying that they're saying they're some of the
Oh, yeah, they are the best.
The best.
I said the best softball talent is in California. And then if you divide that and break that down, 0-2 pitches outside, 1 and 2. Bottom half better than the northern half.
I don't know. You know, I'd bring down Amador Valley and have them play down in Southern California. I think they'd hold their own against Southern California teams.
They would.
And they show it in the Michelle Crew Classic.
Foul tipped, 1 and 2. Still 1 and 2. No outs here at the top of the 7th inning.
And
no disagreement.
And it depends where you start calling Northern California. I mean, if you look at L.A., where's Northern California? You take Valencia.
That's Southern California.
You know, they could play against anybody, but they don't play the, you know.
No, but that's Southern California.
So where do we call the Bakersfield?
That's where you started, Fresno.
Okay.
Inside, strike 3, ringer up. 5th strikeout of the game for Piazza. 1 away for Ramirez.
Now batting number 21.
I think the
Alexis
depth
Ramirez.
in Southern California is what makes the difference.
Because, I mean, I'll look at Orange County compared to San Diego.
Yeah, Orange County's better.
And, yeah, Orange County's a lot better than San Diego, especially when they played head-to-head. So, you know, it's that.
There's one bounce foul down the third baseline.
Of course, then you throw in the IE. Look at Norco, Corona. And some of those teams there, you go, wow, you know.
Santiago is in
Santiago, yeah. Santiago, Corona.
Eleanor Roosevelt recently started their program 8 years ago, but they're starting to bring stuff together.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Hawks trying to end it here and advance to the next game, the final game today. Coming up soon after this one. Because as Mark mentioned, there's no lights, but it's the springtime. If this game can get started about, 4:30? Can play till about 7:30. Like I said, you can end this one about 4:45. You can end this one about 7:30. This one's lined right back up the middle, past a diving Hensler and into center field, as you see. 1 out, base hit, runners at first and second. Ramirez 1 for 2.
Somebody bring your mobile home, park it out there in the parking lot so we don't have far to go at the end of this game.
Alexis Avila now steps up, flew out, popped out, singled, and scored a run. I'm afraid to look at the check woman behind us. Might get the look. 9-5 is your score. This one's popped up high on the infield by Gertza, fighting the sun and makes the catch. 2 away from advance, or 2 away and 1 out away from advancing.
I don't think she's watching the game right now.
Now batting number 5, Sarah Wilson.
So College of the Canyons down to their final out. Sarah Wilson.
Out of Canada.
Right-handed batter. Takes the first pitch for a strike. It's out of Canada. She likes the Blue Jays. Jose Bautista fan. Oh, 1 pitch is way outside, 1-1. And not many pitches are of, I'm not going to say not variety, but not many pitches are trying to fool you. Just 2, fastball, off-speed pitch, trying to hit the zones and quadrants. This one fisted right back to Piazza, and that'll do it. Complete game, 9 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the victorious Santiago Canyon Hawks, 5 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. College of the Canyon season is over. Final score here, 9-5. And don't forget, we'll have more super regional action coming up soon, real soon on SportsNetUSA.net.
9-5, Santiago Canyon.